My egusi soup is the bomb. It's the bomba. And I'm going to be eating this with Gary because I like it. Sorry, I'm going to be eating this with Gary because I like Gary. Well, hello everyone, this is a special cooking tutorial and I'll be showing you how to cook Nigerian egusi soup. Like you're gonna eat your hands. My name is Hilda. Welcome to my world. Hello everyone, this is a cooking video that I'll be doing today, and this is a tutorial. I'm going to teach you how to cook Nigerian egusi soup. This is a real typical Nigerian dish. Let's just go into this cooking. So I'll show you all the ingredients I'll be using to prepare this egusi soup. So just stay tuned. Here I have my egusi. It's blended and it's ready to be used. And I'll be using some tomatoes. In the tomatoes I have onion, garlic and ginger. Then I also have here blended onion and pepper that I use for the cooking. And on this flat plate I have the big crayfish. I don't know if you can see it. This is the big crayfish that I'm going to be using. I'm also going to be using the small crayfish. It's been blended and it looks like a powder. And here I have a dry ogiri. I have already blended it to look like a powder because I'm going to be using it to cook this egusi soup. Normally this ogiri smells really bad, but when you use it to prepare soup, it tastes really different from the smell. So this is one of the secrets that will be making my egusi soup to taste very well. And on this plate I have boiled stockfish, and I also have some smoked fish that I've washed. Here I have some bitter leaf. It's frozen, but I'm going to defroze it. And I'm also going to be using some palm oil for this soup, which is one of the most important things that you need to prepare your egusi soup. I'm going to take a pot and I will heat it up on the fire, and then I would add the palm oil to it. When the palm oil is a bit hot, I'm going to add my blended tomatoes to it. I'll move it a little bit. I'm going to let it fry for some time, about maybe 20 minutes. So I'll keep it half closed. While the tomato is frying, we are going to mix our egusi into this bowl. Sorry, I had to put some light on. And I'm going to pour in some water into it. And I'll start stirring it. I'm going to pour in some onion, some blended onion. Mix them together. And add some more water. Now I just added a hot water to it. And I'll begin to stir it to mix it together. And you will notice that the egusi has begun to turn into white because I've mixed it with water, with hot water. Earlier when I mixed it with cold water, the color was still the same, but now that I mixed it with warm water, it has turned a bit white, and it's much more easier to mix and stir the egusi with the onion together. This is going to create an egusi paste because I want it to have some kind of density. Okay, now I think more or less is being blended together and the paste is looking more thicker than before. So now we are going to check how our tomato blend is doing. The water is actually drying up. I actually want it to dry up, but if it doesn't dry up as quick as you want it, just go ahead and start mixing the egusi into the tomato blend. So let's check how our tomato blend is doing. Almost dry. I think the way the tomato looks right now, I'm really satisfied with it. I'm just going to go ahead and add the egusi to it. I actually learned how to prepare egusi soup from my mom. She has a very special way of making egusi soup. Right now I'm just going to stir this egusi and the tomatoes together. I'm going to put the heat to a low heat so it doesn't burn. It is really looking good. Nigerian dish is not actually difficult to prepare. It's quite easy, but there's a lot of work to do, a lot of cleaning, a lot of preparation. But apart from that, it's so easy to prepare. So I'm just gonna keep frying this egusi because I want it to be a little bit more thick before I put the meat stock into it. I think I'm gonna use this one because it's better. Why I'm actually using this wok is because wok doesn't really let the food get burnt underneath. Wok is so easy that it hardly burns down, so it's much more easier for me. I'm used to using it to cook most of my meal, and I'm really satisfied the way it turns out. Now continue stirring it together, making sure that everything is well mixed. I like my egusi very thick. I don't like it really watery because I don't like it that way. I remember when I was younger, my mom had a friend, she had a restaurant, and I used to go there to help them. So I also learned this particular one, like frying the egusi. I learned it from them because they fry it and make sure it turns into a thick paste that the egusi looks a little bit separated from each other. Now that I've poured the fish stock inside of it, we're going to let it stay for about maybe another 15 to 20 minutes on a low heat to let it mix together and steam up before we start putting the meat and every other thing that we want to mix inside the egusi soup. So let's see how this egusi is doing. So now just stir a little bit more and I will start adding meat. For this egusi soup I'll be using some intestine. We call it towel. In Nigeria we call it towel. Some cow tongue and some beef. So we have some cow tongue, some intestine. I don't know if you can see it. Some stuffed fish and also some smoked fish. And now that we've added this, I'm going to add some salt to it and some Maggi. And now we'll be adding some water to it. I'm using this flat wood to turn it because I don't want the fish to be scattered inside. I want to preserve the fish just the way it is. That's why I'm using this spoon. So I'm just going to test it and see if the salt, the Maggi, everything is okay. Oh my god, this is so delicious. My sister would say, see groove for party. This one I they call groove for party. As in, this soup is lascious. So right now I'm going to add the bitter leaf and I'll stir it one more time. In case you want to know, I didn't put a lot of pepper in it because I have a little boy who is going to be eating it with me, so I tried to put a moderate amount of pepper into this soup.